Hey, what's up? I'm Richie Norton. I'm going to jump right in. You know, when I was 16 years old, I told my dad that I wanted to get a job. And he said, "You don't want a job, son." And I was like, what? Like what dad tells their kid not to get a job. But that's what he told me. And I said, yeah, but I want to make money. And he said, well, if you want to make money, why don't you try this? I'm from San Diego. He said, go down to El Centro, where the watermelon farmers are, and see if you can buy the irregular sized watermelons. And so my brother and I, my brother's younger than me, we drove down. It was a few hours to get there, and we asked the farmers if we could buy their irregular size watermelons. My dad gave us a little bit of money. We used the family van, took out the seats to make room for all these watermelons. Super grateful, super privileged, super awesome that I had a dad that could give us a little bit of seed money and could give us this our family van, use it to do this. But more importantly, that he gave us the idea. As I share this story, I want you to remember that everything you learn from me and from anybody else in this program, it's not about exactly what they did or exactly what you can do. It's about thinking different. It's not about whether you have the resources or have a parent that can give you a little bit here or a little bit there. It's not about that at all. It's about thinking different. Most people think, I want this thing, but I can't for whatever reason: time, education, experience, money. Instead of thinking, I want this thing, I want to do this thing, I want to become this person, even though I don't have enough time, enough education, enough experience, enough money, and then figure out a way to get there. You got to think differently. I'm telling you right now, the difference between those who are quote unquote successful and those who are not in anything specific, but in whatever it is they're trying to do, are those who think differently. That is the common thread. It's not exactly what they did, because a lot of people do different things to get to the same place. It's thinking differently, because we all come from different backgrounds. So never think that you lack anything. You don't lack time, education, experience, or more money. Sure, it'd be great to have all those things, but you don't lack them. What you lack is an idea or creativity to be able to get there. So we go down, we get these watermelons, and we sold them on the 4th of July. And we made more money in one day than we would have made working the entire summer for a minimum wage. Now, it wasn't like all the money in the world, wasn't this big deal, but I learned how to not trade my time for money. And this helped me to become an entrepreneur later in life. Now, whether you want to be an entrepreneur or a business owner or not, I'm not even talking about that. Whatever it is you're trying to do, whenever you feel like you don't know, there are mentors or people around you that do know, that have ideas that you might not. You don't have to come up with everything on your own. If we always had to come up with things on our own, how do we ever get better from one generation to the next? That's the idea when we share these things, is that we're getting better from one generation to the next. Use the ideas, the principles, the resources of those around you, and don't feel any shame about that. You know, people that play football, there's a quarterback and there's a receiver. If the quarterback were to throw the ball to the receiver and the receiver intentionally knocked it out of the air, or grabbed it and put his knee down, or did any sort of silly thing that didn't help move the ball down the field, everyone would be like, what are you doing? Like, we have a whole team of people here that are like defending and moving things around so that you can be open. You have like cheer people over here, and you got parents. Everyone wants you to win. It's the same thing in life. When someone gives you a gift, when they throw you a ball, when the pass comes to you, everyone wins when you take it and score with it. But a lot of people are too ashamed or too scared to ask for help. And I'm speaking to you parents. Come on, adults, what are you doing? Always feeling like you know everything. We don't know everything. We know nothing. We're figuring it out as we go. Everyone telling you all these things, these stories, we're all figuring it out, making it up as we go. That's what life is. It's because things change all the time. So you ask others who do know. You take the ball and you run with it and you score. And you don't feel bad if you accidentally drop it, or if you mess up, or if you intentionally do something. You get another chance. You know, I love to surf. There's always another wave. I was just down in Mexico with my 16-year-old son, and we were in a very deep part of Mexico. Very different situation. Waves that were very unique. I'm from Hawaii. We live in Hawaii. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy and scary and like different. It really was like a whole different situation. Every ocean, every peak, every situation is different. And you take the skills you have and you run with them. My son was scoring all kinds of really cool waves and meeting all kinds of people from all over the world. And we had a lot of fun. And that was because we had the ideas, the principles, the courage of that skill set to do it. You have ideas, principles, skill sets. You might be in different environments that are totally different than where you are right now, but when you go in there with the idea that you can do it, you can make things happen. The same way with me, I wanted to make money. I thought I had to go pick up trash at the county fair, or I had to go get a job in some fast food restaurant. Nothing wrong with that. I just didn't have the idea that I could go and get some watermelons and make more money in one day than working the entire summer. So as you get these ideas from others here that are talking to you, including your parents or other mentors in your life and your coaches, as I share these thoughts with you, just know it's the ideas that you want to run with, but you want to personalize them to you and in where you want to go and who you want to become. A lot of people will unnecessarily put 10 steps of things that they never had to do to get the thing that they want. So I hope that you can take the ideas and mentorship from other people and skip past all these things that are totally unnecessary. You know, I have 4 sons. My youngest son passed away. He caught a disease, and it totally shook up our lives and changed the way we saw everything. We learned that life is short, and even though that's some cliche, it doesn't make it any less true. And so we work really hard at being a tight-knit family and sharing with each other what's working, what's not working, and finding ways to travel together and do certain things. My brother-in-law passed away at the age of 21 in his sleep. They're both named Gavin. Somebody asked, what did you learn from your brother-in-law passing away and from your son passing away? And I call it Gavin's Law. Gavin's Law to me means live to start, start to live, which means when those ideas are pressing on your mind, even if they seem stupid or crazy, if they're a good thing, start them. People think, but I'm going to need all this stuff to do all these things I want to do. Nope, just get one. Live to start, start to live. Because when you live those ideas that are pressing on your mind, you really will start living, even if they fail. I work with so many people, I'm going to fast forward here a little bit, who are maybe 20 years or 40 years older than you, and they are still waiting for the moment to do the thing they wanted to do, only to find out that when they get there, the moment has passed. They waited for a time to have more time, more education, more experience, more money. Only when they get there, figure out that they still need more time, more education, more experience, more money. Don't let that be you. You right now, at your age, have more capabilities than your coach, your mom, your dad, your teachers, and your parents. You better believe that. You better believe that, because you have the energy, the excitement, the joy, the passion, the resources. Sure, they've had experience, but you know what I learned about experience? I went in to go, this guy asked me to work with him. Last name's Covey. And Covey guy says, Stephen M.R. Covey, he says, Richie, I want you to work with us. I want you to speak to old people. And I go, look, man, aren't I too young? And he goes, kind of bangs on the table. Richie, some people say they have 20 years experience, when in reality, they only have 1 year's experience repeated 20 times. Let me say that again. Some people say they have 20 years experience, when in reality, they only have 1 year's experience repeated 20 times. I want you to realize that you can live to start to live. Number 1, think different. Number 2, start. S-T-A-R-T. Serve, think, ask, receive, and trust. Receive that ball. Serve, think, ask, receive, and trust. You follow that pattern and magic will happen. Number 3, do not wait. Do not wait until you're older or you have more time or more education or more experience, more money. You experiment now. And what works, you move forward. What doesn't, you move on. And the things you still want to do when you're having trouble, you learn from mentors and from others on how to make them happen. You do those 3 things and you will create almost like living multiple lives, because you will do all kinds of things that no one else ever had the courage to do. Because you had the courage to do it, you learned early on that you can make anything happen if you really, really want to. Have a great day, guys. Peace.